All right, it's a cold Tuesday afternoon here in San Antonio, November 21st, 2023. And I thought to myself while waiting at the post office, what better time for a video? So let's get going with 3 false starts on the 1 meal a day journey. Now I say 3, these are really all of 1. And we just call them 3 because it's easier to break them down into more usable chunks of information. The first false start is, and by false start I mean you think you're making headway, but you're really not. You've got a roadblock up ahead and you don't see it coming, and as a result you become quickly discouraged. The first of the roadblocks is the feeling that this shouldn't be so hard. When you begin your successful fasting journey, you're going to eventually, sooner or later, run into this problem where you feel like things should be easy. And when things are easy, you become blown away by the fact that they're not going to become easy for too long. So as a result, you say, this shouldn't be so hard. And you get a nagging feeling that kind of weighs on you as the days roll by. And you become sidelined that all things are difficult. But the reality is you went in with the wrong perspective, because this, again, is a false start. And you didn't expect a false start. You expected everything to be pretty much smooth sailing. Well, it can be somewhat smooth sailing after you get past your initial hurdles, which is why I've spent so long on this channel trying to convince my viewers that you have to earn that. And if you don't earn that, you're looking for trouble ahead. The second of the false starts is that sneaky feeling that your diet isn't right. Once you get point number 1 taken care of, your mind starts to do this thing, which I made a video about years ago, on chasing rabbits. Some people's brains are better at chasing rabbits than others, but this is just another form of distraction. Folks, when you start to focus on foods, when you start to focus especially on food puritanism, and you start to get into the way of eating has to be a certain way, you're automatically taking your focus off of what you really need to have it on, and that is self-control. That's ultimately what separates you from success. That sneaky feeling that your diet isn't right, that things are not perfect, that they could be better. Your entire life, folks, is focused on being perfect, and you have until you die to improve, which of course is not going to end until you die. You're always going to make changes to your life based on your health conditions, based on your needs, based on your environment. So point number 2 here is huge, because people will always start to chase rabbits. Their mind will see success and then they will invariably move away from it. They'll start to focus on all the other things that they don't need to focus on. Yes, your diet will change in time. The first thing you do, I've said from the beginning, is you take control. Take control by doing the hard thing, except that the way you're eating right now, as long as you're having self-control, is good enough. That's what's going to save you and keep you from this horrible false start, which is responsible for a lot of people's failures. False start number 3, that feeling that you don't have a supportive enough environment at home or work to keep going. If you are one of these people who come to me and you beg for counseling sessions and you try all of this sort of stuff to try to say, well, I just don't have enough support, then the problem becomes you're not generating enough support. Until you can get past that feeling of I don't have a good enough support system, you're never going to succeed. You're absolutely never going to succeed unless you can beat that horrible feeling of I'm not making it. And you have to become your own satisfactory support system. That said, you can still coach with me. You can still post in the comment. You can still utilize all of the good aspects that are on the internet for intermittent fasting. You can do all of those things. Secondarily, first, it has to start with you. What can I be doing right now for my best version right now with the motivation I have? It's like searching for a career. It's like taking a job in lieu of getting a better job. You're always going to do it if you're on the right track. If you're a bum and you won't take anything that's not perfect, you're going to stay a bum. You're never going to move up in the world. How many people do you know started at the bottom of their careers and eventually got promoted to the top? There are lots of stories like that. But if you never start, you will never succeed. So if you're one of these people that say, well, I just don't have a supportive enough environment, what you're doing is you're deflecting and you're blaming and you're making an excuse. What do? You do what you can do right now. You get up in the morning, you say, I will not stop until I reach my goal. You set your goal, you follow all of the other tons of advice I have scattered all over this channel, and you allow yourself to succeed. So, to conclude, all of these 3 false starts are really one problem, and that is you haven't yet put in the clout. You haven't yet earned the clout. You haven't yet saved up the good karma to actually keep going. And I see it so very often. I just got somebody call me up this morning and say, Joe, I'm just not losing weight. And before I could even get to the, have you had your thyroid checked? What's your blood sugar look like? And all of the technical questions, it wasn't about any of those things. It was about the fact that his fat ass didn't want to stay with the plan. He would always fast until he felt like it and times got tough. And then his brain would start going out on a limb and start selecting different excuses, all of which we've covered here today. See the problem? It's always about one thing. It's not about many things. So if you've fallen victim to any of these false starts, you have only yourself to blame. But at least now you have the tools to not go on the wrong path again, and you can go back and assess and start over and actually make headway and realize that the only real false start is not understanding that there's only one way. And that way is the way that we've talked about. Have a good day.